everybody. I hope everybody's Friday is going wonderful today. Today, we're going to be doing a fun little project for the kiddos. Plug in my hot glue gun. You're going to need a hot glue gun. Make sure you plug that in first. That's first step. Also, you're going to need cardboard. My suggestion is to have like little thin soda boxes or cereal boxes. Those work really well. Then you're going to need some paints, and the paint colors that I said you should have, you can use whatever color, but these are the colors that I use. You're going to need like blues, yellows, greens, whites, darker shades of each of them also, and paint brushes. You'll need a thick brush and a smaller brush. And scissors. You'll potentially need a pencil if you don't want to just cut. If you want to draw it out first, you'll need that. And what else? Paint rag, a water cup, a table covering for your table, and a palette, a paint palette. All right? That's what you're going to need. And so to get started, first things first, you're going to need to grab your cardboard box and you're going to cut it, you know, so it's not 3D. You want it flat. So you want to either tear it or make it flat, whatever. You know, measure your hand to figure out how big your hand is, okay? And to do that, I'm going to use this hand, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do. We're not going to trace the hand. What we're going to do is you're going to take your pencil and you're going to kind of just, well, that's too far. I didn't do the thumb, so this is what we're making. We're making these little claws. Rawr. That's what we're making. And so to make these, I didn't do a thumb piece. I just did just the 4 little claws. If you wanted to do a thumb piece, you can add a thumb piece onto it when we get to that. But I didn't add one because I wanted to be like a little monster, a little creature. And so this is what I did. It looks kind of funny, doesn't it? Anyway, so to start off, you want to kind of measure your hand just a little bit. I'm not going to use my thumb. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to draw right here. You don't have to be exact, just a little bit. And then from your thumb, go out just a little. I don't know how long you want it. This one, I made it too short, I feel, because I feel like it should be up here more. So what I'm going to tell you to do is draw your cardboard up to like where the tips, like the fingernail is, like where your start of your fingernail is, okay? So like that. So that's where the thumb, if I had a thumb, that's where, if I was going to do a thumb, that's where it would be. But I'm not, on mine, I'm not doing a thumb. So draw it up like that and then stop it like where your fingernail starts, right there. Because we'll add claws and then that'll cover your fingers. I just made this one too short, but we're going to do a longer one, all right? And then once you have that, then the next step is to bring it over. So you just want to, like that. And then you're going to bring it down, okay? So if you want, you can put your hand there again, figure out where you want it. How far over you want it to go. Maybe a little bit bigger than your hand, because when we put this on it, it's going to bend your thing. So maybe just a little bit bigger. Right? Okay. Then I'm going to erase that because I put that too small. There we go. So then that's what we got so far. Kind of a shape of your hand, but not really. All right, and then you're just going to cut it out. So cut that out. Now, if you are doing 2 hands, then you'll need to do this. What you'll do is you'll take this one, and you'll take another piece of cardboard, and you'll cut them out together, and that way you will have the same size for both hands. However, you want to put this cardboard, like, don't put it like that, you want it like this. That way, when you cut it out, it'll be, it'll look uniform, and the hand shapes will be the same on both sides. Otherwise, if you do it like this, it's going to be the same size, same shape, and it'll look like one hand on 2 hands. Does that make sense? It'll look like you have a right hand on a left hand. You don't want that. You want it to look different. Okay, so I already did this one, so I'm going to work on this one. I'm not going to cut out 2, but you would cut out 2 if you were going to do 2. All right? So you don't need to draw both. You just need to cut out 2. And I'm just going to cut that out. Kind of round off the edges. You don't want it pointy. You want it kind of rounded off. You don't want to poke yourself, right? Or scratch yourself or whatever. All right, so then that's what I got so far. Okay, that fits the shape of my hand, right? Looks like it does. Yeah, okay. And then the next step is you want to make a strip here. So you're going to do a long strip. So you're going to take the cardboards. It doesn't have to be uber long, but long enough. You can always fix it later. You could do it thick or thin. I don't know how big your little hand is, your little paw is, but depends on how big it is. If you have little hands, then you just need little thin, whatever. Okay, and then we're going to, once we're done, we'll hot glue everything together, okay? And then you're going to need your fingernails. I need to clean some of this off because my table is a mess right now. Clean some of this off. Okay, there we go. Oh, I feel better now. Nice and clean. Much better. All right, then now you're going to do fingernails. So we're going to do 4 nails on the hand. So you just want to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. Where you want your nails to be, right? See how I did that up at the top? So just mark that where you want them. And then fold your cardboard. If you can fold this 4 times and cut, because sometimes cardboard can be really hard to cut. But if you fold it up 1, 2, 3 times, it should make 4 fingernails, and you could do it at the same time. So then you want to figure out how you want your fingernails to be shaped. So I'm just going to do mine like I did these because I want them to look kind of the same, right? So it's just going to be like if you were going to draw an eyeball. All right. So like that. Okay? And then cut it. Then cut it out. And this should work. One of them might not work. We'll see. That. I'll just make it a little thinner. Maybe it'll work. Now, sometimes the cardboard wants to move around on you when you're cutting, and so you'll have bigger pieces, some bigger, some smaller. All right, there we go. Yeah, these are way bigger, but that's, well, not too bad. Okay, now I have my fingernails. So now we have our hand, our claw shape, right? We got our claw. We have the thing that attaches to our hand so we could stick our hand in like that, okay? And then we have the fingernails to put on, or the claws to put on, I should say. All right, so you can put these aside, set your little fingernails aside, and then the first step is to, number 1, make sure that your table is covered, and now we're going to paint, okay? So the first step is to take a big paintbrush, and you want to paint your whole little claw, whatever color you're doing. I started with blue, so I'm going to go with blue, okay? And I already have some on here. I have like a tealy, like a turquoise blue. So then I'm just going to paint that whole thing. Now, I do always say to add a little bit of water. If you see, that looks extremely dry, and it's because I didn't add water with my paint first. And my paint was sitting here and got kind of dry. So now that's better. You don't want it too wet though, because then it won't look extremely bright. I think maybe that's what happened with this one. I didn't have it, I had it too wet, and I think maybe it soaked into the cardboard and it didn't show as bright. So you want your paint to be really bright. It is cardboard though. Paint does dry in cardboard. Cardboard does soak up the paint, so who knows. All right, and then once you have that whole thing painted, it's still wet. My paint is still wet. So then the next step, I have yellow. And I want to take this yellow and I want to add streaks to it, like where the fingernails are going to be, or claws. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? And then you're just going to take your brush. See how I'm doing that? Wait, I need it. Okay, there we go. Like that. And then you're going to go back, and you're now see that yellow turned green, turned like a really bright green, super pretty. Then you're going to go back, and you're going to take your blue, and you're going to go right in the middle of that green, where you can see the blue streaks, right in the middle of them. And then what that's going to do is that is going to blend your streaks, okay? Blend your streaks. See that? Not bad, right? Not bad. And then you could go over it a little bit if you want. Just try to blend them in like that. And the next step, I wasn't too fond of the way this part turned out because I took like a brown yellow and put over it, and I didn't really like that too much because then it kind of looked like the cardboard bleeding through, and my whole point was to cover the whole thing. So I'm not going to put the yellowy brown on top of that because I really didn't like that. Okay, now the next step is your little dots. You want to do dots. Rinse your brush off. You can leave your brush, rinse it off, and then clean it. Don't leave paint in your brush. Not good for it. Wipe it off. Okay, there's that one. Next step, I need... okay, so I need a dot brush. Something that I can make little dots with, right? So I'll use this brush here. It's got kind of a circular little thing on it. This is an old brush. I've had it for a long time. But it'll work. Put that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to do white dots on it. You could do whatever color of dots you want to do. I'm going to do, maybe I'll mix some yellow with some white and make it like a creamy white looking color. That'll be pretty. So mix that in. Add a little bit of water to it. I have always just loved to mix paint. It's so much fun. All right, and then just start putting your dots on there, wherever you want them. They don't have to be perfect. Go. Just wherever. All right. Okay, now there's the dots that I put on it. That makes your little creature hand look like it's, you know, bumpy. So like its skin, you would think that its little skins would have little scales and bumps all over them. Why not, right? And then the next step is to take a even thinner brush. So I have this little brush. It's super easy to draw with, right? You're going to take that and take a different color, like a darker color. I think I'm going to do a, so for this one, I did like that brown yellow on this to go around it, but I think maybe I might find a different color to go around it. Maybe I'll try, I don't know. I'll try a brown. I'll do brown around it. But if you don't have brown, that's fine. You could do yellow and like a dark yellow, something of that nature. All right. So then I'm just going to take these and I'm going to go around halfway around my circles. Do you see that? It just gives my circles a little definition and it looks like it's jumping off, like it's sticking out of the little claw, right? So then you just do that to all of them on the same side. So put the circle around the same side, half the circle. So you're just going to follow the little circles. Follow them around. Just like this. Just follow them around. All right, there we go. I just had somebody message and it kind of kicked me offline. Can anybody, is anybody still seeing me? If you did, can you give me a heart or something so I know? Anybody? Is anybody watching? Am I still resumed? Yes? Okay. I hope I'm back on. It kicked me off for a second and I'm not sure if I'm showing or not. Okay. I think I am. All right. And so now you're just going to continue to do that. Now, I keep getting phone calls. I don't know what's going on right now. Oh my goodness. So very sorry. Hold on just a moment. I am doing a live video right now. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, you're just going to keep doing that, all right? And then do that on all of the dots. All right. Here we go. Just keep following it around. All right. And just keep on doing it. Oh, this, you know what? I actually like this one better than I did my other one. For sure. Okay. So that's what you should have now. You should have all these little dots. And then you should have the little brown or black or a darker color around them. And look how that just pops off. That's so neat. All right, now once you have that done, the next step is to color your claws. All right. Ooh, wait, no, I take that back. Last time I didn't color them. I colored them before I glued them on, and that was a big mistake on my part. Okay, so the next step you're going to do is paint your claws. So you decide what color you want your claws to be. I did mine yellow, so I'm going to do a yellow, and I think I had this dark yellow with this regular yellow, so that's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this dark yellow. Where's my brush? Oh, here it is. I'm going to take this yellow and paint that first. So I'm going to paint these first yellow, just regular. This is actually fluorescent yellow. It's not regular yellow, it's fluorescent. You can buy these colors you can buy them at Hobby Lobby, or it's a different brand, or you can buy the Liquitex Basics, also in fluorescent colors. So both of those have fluorescence. I'm sure a lot of paint brands have fluorescent colors, but I love the fluorescence. All right, so just keep painting. All right. And then once I have that done, I'm going to go back over it with the brown color. I actually did have a gold that I used too, but I didn't know how many people would have gold paint, so I didn't say you needed that one. Okay, so where's my brush? Here it is. And then I have like this brown yellow color. All right. And then I'm going to go over this one. And I might go over it again just because it's made it too dark now. Yeah, I definitely have to go over it again. All right, and then back over it with the yellow. Just mix it in a little bit. Make it a little brighter. See how I did that? All right. Now that we have, now see, I wasn't going to paint the claws and then I got thrown off. So now I got to wait till they dry to even glue them on. Okay, while we wait for these to dry, because acrylic dries pretty quickly, I'm going to go back and we're going to take our claw, the top part, and we're going to glue the big piece, the hand piece onto it, okay? So that's the next step. So now you want to figure out about how much you need for your hand, right? So kind of measure your hand a little bit, take this and put over it, and then you'll see about what you need. So I'm going to I want to glue it right on the edge of that. So I'm going to bend this to fit my hand, kind of. All right, I want it to be even with the hand, okay, with the claw. So I want to fold it like that. I want it to be even, okay? So then we're going to hot glue that one on. So put some hot glue all over that. And glue it onto it. One. And then once it's dry, it will, it should kind of bend it a little bit when you glue it on there. Hopefully my hand will fit in there. Okay, that's perfect. All right, and then you kind of want to bend it just a little bit. And then you're going to hot glue this one onto that, okay? So with your tab, put the hot glue on your tab. Normally I say glue the big piece, not the small piece, but this is big enough where you don't have to really worry about that. Be really careful when you're pushing this because the hot glue could come out the corners and burn yourself, and you don't want to burn yourself. All right, there's that. Now put your hand in there. Should look like that. Now look, mine's pretty big. This one's pretty big. I don't know, I kind of like that, maybe. I don't know which one I like now. Which one do I like more? Maybe this one because it's bigger. All right, now once you have that, then your claws should be semi-dry. If they're not, kind of rub them a little bit. You got to put glue right here on the edge. All right, and then just put the glue on the edge of it. Make sure it's dry, because if it's not dry, it's not going to stick. Hot glue does not stick to wet surfaces. I get a lot of people that come into the museum that don't know that because they've never worked with hot glue, and they think that they can put like regular glue on cardboard and then add hot glue to it and it'll stick, and I have to tell them, no, it doesn't work that way. All right, and then you bend your claws to make them, to shape them, you know what I mean? However you want, shape them. I like to do them like this, squeeze them like that, and then kind of bend a little bit. See that? Gives it a claw, the claw effect. All right, and then add the other one. And do that to all four of them, okay? Two, bend in the middle, and then down, just to give it some character. And then another one, same thing. And you'll do that to the last one. Now, I did not, I put them too close, too far apart. You can always take it off. Redo. Go over. There we go. That's better. Take this one and move it over. Because it was still wet, so. Okay, and then there's that, and then I have one more to do. This one. And then glue it on. And then if you're doing the thumb, do the thumb also. Same way, you could put a claw out over here if you wanted. I'm not doing a thumb because my other one doesn't have a thumb. All right, fold it up. All right, and then look at this. Okay, now what you could do is once we have all these done, you can go back and define that. What I mean by define that is take a little brush, some sort of brush, and maybe some blue here, and make it look like, you know, like the finger is right there. Like that's where the fingernail would be coming out. See how I did that? I added some blue right there. If it's not showing up too well, you can always add like a little bit of yellow into it, or brown, and that'll darken it up a little bit. See how I just darkened up my paint right there? It looks a little different than the other one. You can add a little more if you want, and it'll darken it. That way it'll make it stick out a little more. And then you just paint it on. And I'll show you. You want to do like a curve. See how I did that, like a little curve? And you want to do that on all of them. See how it's sticking out now? You can see it? Yeah. There you go. Oops, I got that on my fingernail. There you go. And that's how you do it. And then kind of blend up a little bit. Blend down. Move it kind of down. See that? All right. And then that is how you do it. That's how you make a claw. And then it should look like this when you're finished. Rawr. So here's my two claws. One is shorter than the other. I don't know which one I like better. Which one do you like better? This looks like a big, huge monster, and this looks like a little bitty, tiny monster. Maybe like a T-Rex or something. Anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me today and weathering the phone calls that I got during my video. Sorry about that. And come back Monday at 11 o'clock and I'll have another fun craft for you to do. Until then, if you want any information on City Museum, go to citymuseum.org. We have all our info about us and how you purchase tickets and things like that. And also follow us on Facebook. And if you want to see any of our archive videos, you can find them on our City Museum page, or you can also find them on our Facebook page. And until Monday, thanks for joining me.